Whenever you guys are ready. 5-2 win over Notre Dame clinches a sweep for number 16 BGSU over number 5 Notre Dame. Questions for Coach?
They're two different games, obviously, but it seemed like tonight had a lot of those feelings that last night did. You guys do pretty well in the first period, but really take away in the second period. Is that how you saw things as well?
I think yesterday it seemed like Notre Dame started pretty well, and we knew that they would be a difficult opponent, and I thought we matched it. And then tonight, it seemed like it was a really, really competitive game early. Guys were into the game. There was really no room for anybody out there to not get engaged in the game. So, the term that I've heard some people use is there was a bunch of guys that drew into that battle, and a lot of physicality in the game and back and forth and that kind of stuff. So we were really, really proud of how competitive our guys were tonight, because it was not an easy game to play in at all.
You mentioned it was like a nice bag weekend for you guys. That was probably the most physical series I've seen this year. Is that how you saw things as well?
100%, and that just goes to show you when things matter and you've got your attention and you're invested in the game and you're engaged in that. You're drawn into the fight. You can do a lot of great things if you're willing to compete. And there's a bunch of guys that hit bumps and bruises, and both teams blocking shots, both teams finishing checks, both teams competing really hard. And we knew going in that we felt like this would be a great weekend of college hockey, and obviously, we certainly loved the results, but it was a great. There was a bunch of real good hockey being played out there this weekend.
Obviously, the opening weekend of the season didn't go the way you guys planned. A little bit of a slow start to the season. Since then, you went 5 of 6 against nationally ranked teams. Obviously, you swept the number 5 team this weekend. So, what does that say about the caliber of where this team is at?
I think that's you got to try to be as positive as you can and look at the what's great is that we've got enough players in this program and people involved in this program that we can compete at the highest level, and you guys know we've been trying to build this thing that way for a long time, and it's really great to see people involved in the program get to be a part of that at the national level and be a part of a program that we all who care so much about this program believe is the expectation. And so when we've been recruiting here for the last 9 years, it's been about, hey, we're going to get this thing back, we're going to do it the right way, we're going to compete, and our goal is to have 20-win seasons and be involved in conference championships and conference championship playoff championship games and NCAA tournaments, and I think with the results we've had, it certainly shows that that's what we're capable of here. The difficult thing is to maintain that and compete like that regardless of the opponent, and we know that's very difficult. So the challenge for us as coaches and us as and our players is, everything's got to matter like it did this weekend, and if we can do that, I think we're all going to be really happy with the results.
Well, he mentioned kind of the physicality. The last time you played on this ice, that was kind of a gripe you had with your team. Today, Notre Dame threw the first punch, they got the quick goal, they were hitting people, but you guys hit right back and answered everything Notre Dame had.
Yeah, different. Last night, Casey Lincolnheld makes a big play and we score the first goal. Tonight we get a couple penalties early and that's not really a recipe for success. And they score a power play goal, but we stayed with it. We kept going. We kept our composure, and it was really physical game, and two really good teams. So.
You've been pretty outspoken about the recent play of Adam Pitters and his line. So how nice was it for you to see him get rewarded with his first?
That was a big time play. I want to see it on video, but man, really good shift by the entire line, and then there's the turnover, and then there's a loose puck, and he just doesn't. A lot of times you think a kid against Notre Dame as a freshman might just panic and throw that puck at the net on his backhand, but he kept it. He makes a move, walks around him. It was a big time goal. So really nice to see Adam rewarded for that.
You had trouble scoring goals last night. Well, you scored 5 against Lake State, of course, Coach. What's the difference between the games you've had where you struggled to score goals and putting 5 on the board against Notre Dame both nights? The offense, we can talk all day long about Dobb and his performance, but the offense really seems to have come alive, certainly against Notre Dame.
Yeah, if you score 5 goals a night, you're going to give yourself a chance for sure. I don't know. I think we were opportunistic. We had a bunch of guys score. A bunch of names on the score sheet. Obviously getting Alex scores and Brandon Cruz gets one each game, and Casey Lincolnhill scores and Cameron Wright and Matt. I mean, we had a bunch of guys involved in the offense, which is how this team has been built. We want to play 4 lines, and we want to get a bunch of people involved. We don't want to be reliant on one group of players. I think both power play units scored goals. Last night they did. We had Cameron Wright scored. I don't know if we scored another. Did we get another power play? I don't know if Rauhauser's group scored. But anyway, so we were involved in both power play units were going, and all the lines were creating opportunities, and it's great to see because that's what we've been consistently trying to reinforce in practice and to see, because again, when you do it in practice, it's not always the same. No one's cheering for you. No one, there's not 4,000 people in the building and that kind of stuff. And so when you get a chance to do it in a game and then guys take advantage of those opportunities, it's great to see.
Talk a little about that tonight. The atmosphere, Coach. Obviously, students aren't here with the Thanksgiving break, but you had a pretty full house there.
Yeah, I thought the building was awesome. Doc Wojo, who's been around here this is his 40th year, he came in and he got here probably half an hour early, and he's like, the line is way out there. It looks like it's going to be a big crowd tonight. So anything Doc says, I believe, and he was right. So it was a really good crowd. Really happy to see the number of people in the building, and as you guys know, it's an electric building. It's a fun building, and we had a great atmosphere last night in South Bend at Compton Family Ice Arena, and tonight was no different. That's our version of that, and really loud, people into it, and hopefully the people that maybe were new to it enjoyed it and want to come back the next time we play.
How much did you guys maybe try to build some momentum off of the review and what seemed like a review? Just because after that, it seemed like you guys really kind of controlled the play after that. Had things not gone your way for that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of little plays in games that I don't know if you necessarily realize during the game that's a big play and could be a turning point. You go back to the Mankato series when Dopp makes the save at 2-0 to keep it from 2-0 to 3-0, and then you look at a play here or there tonight. They had some good chances early. Last night we got a stick on a puck the very first shift that didn't turn into a scoring chance, but if we don't get our stick on the puck, it could be in the back of the net, and now we're down 1-0 18 seconds into the game. So there's all kinds of little plays in the game, so that's certainly a situation where it worked out for us, and you build on it, and whether it's a block shot that can get momentum, or a penalty kill, or just an effort play that a guy makes. Guys recognize that and notice that, and one of the things that we were most happy with is our guys were genuinely invested in the game, and they were pulling for each other. They wanted to see the guy who's out there have success. They wanted the guys that blocked shots, they heard about it when they got back to the bench, and the guys that won wall battles, heard about it when they got back to the bench, and the guys that made good plays, everybody was into it. So that's when you got everybody pulling the rope the same way and everybody wanting everybody else to have success. That's a fun team to be around.
You mentioned multiple times this year how difficult it is to win 2 in a row against a team, to sweep a weekend series. For you guys to do that this weekend against a team of Notre Dame's caliber, is that about as perfect of a weekend as you guys could have had?
Again, it's one of those things. We want to just continue to keep putting ourselves in a position to have these opportunities. So we're continue to play really well on Friday night and put yourself in a position to win on Saturday. One of the things we talked about a little bit today was we've been really good on the road this year, playing against some really quality teams on the road, and now we got to return. This should be a difficult place to play. We know this is a difficult place to play, and we can control how difficult it is by how we play, and so it was a difficult place tonight, and getting a chance to put yourself in a position to sweep a team like Notre Dame, and then to be able to finish it off and close it out is a tremendous job by our guys. I mean, it's a real credit to how hard they played all weekend.
You mentioned the replay. We heard there was an issue with the system. Is that what you were explaining to us?
Yeah, I probably lost my cool a little bit and turned around and probably shouldn't have, because 4,000 people are staring at you. But it's frustrating because again that could be a turning point. If they're able to apparently something froze and we'll get that squared away. But if that's a 5-minute head contact, those you guys have been around. That a 5-minute major can swing a game like that, and it was too good a hockey game to have something like that happen. Unfortunately, it was what it was. But apparently, they were able to see some views of it, but they couldn't zoom in and that kind of thing. So I don't know what the scenario was. I'm the last guy who should be complaining about anything that has to do with technology because I'm as bad as anybody at it. So
you can switch up the forward group a little bit to try and spark something offensively, but 10 goals on the weekend. Is there any urge to maybe try and just shift things around again just to keep the opposition on their toes?
no, I mean we try to talk to the players about it, and again when we make changes to the lineup. It's not because we're mad at anybody. That's the tough part. We have 27 players on our team, and they all want to play, and we understand that, and they all work really hard during the course of the week in the weight room on the ice, and we want to try to reward them for that. But again, you've got to make some difficult decisions, and so when we made some line changes, it was obviously to get certain guys going. We didn't move someone away from someone because we were trying to get certain guys going and trying to spread out some guys' strengths, and we've got some guys that are pretty gifted offensively, and some guys who are ultra competitive, and some guys who are very, very good down low. So we tried to balance things out and sprinkle a little of everything into each line, and this weekend it worked out. So I would see us continuing to move forward like that, just because I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but when it works, you don't want to try to monkey with it too much. And it's not like things weren't working. There were a couple guys who wanted to get going.
Just one last question. Is Colin banged up? Will Colin?
Yeah, Will. It was a coach's decision situation. No, nothing long term. Nothing. Didn't do anything. If you're not in trouble, he didn't do anything wrong. Just a situation where we felt like Will needed a little bit of a wake up call, and he got it.
Okay.
Forgetting if you had an assist as well. But questions for Freddy?
Ty mentioned just how physical this weekend was. Is that how you saw it there on the ice as well?
Well, the goal is to work hard. I mean, when we work hard, we're extremely hard to play against. And I think everyone bought in, and we just played the right way. And pucks went in, and Eric Dopp was unbelievable again. So that made it so much easier on us, knowing that our goalie's going to make the key saves. So I think just working together, and it worked out. I mean, we're a good team if we play the right way.
A little bit of a slow start to the year, but obviously now you guys have won 5 of your last 6 against ranked teams. You complete the sweep against number 5 this weekend. So, I mean, what does that say about where you guys are at as a team right now?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we got a special group of guys in there, and everyone loves each other, and we just come to work, come to practice, and we're all excited to work together. And even on a Monday morning when we don't want to be there, coaches they bring us together, and they make sure that the vibe is good, and we want to do it for the guy next to us, and it seems like it's working out pretty well so far. So we just gotta keep going in the right direction, and I think his team could go pretty far.
After the second game against Lake Superior State, Coach had mentioned how he wasn't too thrilled with the power play, but this weekend you guys score 4, you get 2 of them. So how much of there was a change to what you guys were doing, and if there was, I mean, what did it seem like it was just the right amount of the right time to just change things up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, couple things not that we changed, but we focused on was to make sure we got pucks on net, and I think that helped out. Yesterday, we scored a goal with just a shot on net and got the rebound. And the second thing was just to make sure we outworked their PK. So if we work harder than them and won our little battles on the wall, it'd just be good for us. And I think 4 goals in 2 games on the power play against the 5th best team in the nation, I think it's pretty good. It's a good sign.
You'd have this effort against Notre Dame this weekend. Now, what can you guys do when Alabama comes in Huntsville next weekend to keep it up?
There's no secret recipe to that. We're still trying to find out what's the right thing to do to make sure that we battle, even though they're not a fifth best team in the nation. So we just gotta make sure we work and have the same mentality we had this weekend, that they're a good team and that they can make plays, and we got to play the right way, and just like we had just the same mentality we had this week, and just playing the right way, going hard, putting pucks on net, and making sure that everything works out.
Questions for Adam?
Coach has been pretty adamant about the way that you played and your line has played the past couple of series. So, how much of it is just kind of a weight off your shoulder to finally, score the first one?
You know, it's huge. Just to get that monkey off your back. You know, you think about it all the time. Like you want to get it, and it's kind of holding you down a little bit, and then you get it, and you just feel comfortable. So I'm happy my line mates got me the opportunity to get the puck in to put it in the net.
And then you kind of it seemed like, at least for the first kind of games of the season, you're fighting for ice time. But is it nice to kind of just hear what Coach has to say about the way that you've played, especially against the latter half of that Lake Superior State series, where maybe Coach is looking for people to step into a role like that, and you're able to fill that role. So how is that? How does that deal with your confidence, going forward?
Anytime your coach tells you you're playing well, and you hear that stuff coming from him, it's a huge confidence booster. All your hard work's paying off, and you just want to keep working harder to progress in the lineup and just to gain more trust from him every game, every shift. So it's huge.
Last time you guys were on this ice, your coach kind of wasn't pleased with the effort from a lot of the guys, especially the physicality. So this weekend, you guys had that physicality. What changes for you guys, especially with your mentality, to be able to bring that physicality?
Honestly, it's just our work ethic. We just want to compete more. We know Notre Dame's a good team. We wanted to show that we're better, and we just wanted to do everything we can to win, and that's part of hitting. When we hit, we play our game, and we put pucks in the net. So everybody just had that good work ethic and hunger for the puck.
Is that the best goal that you've ever scored? Is that the prettiest goal you've ever
No. 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 Last year, probably.
Can you take us through that goal? The goal you scored tonight?
Just coming into the zone, middle of the ice, and Casey Lincoln held her, chased it off, I forget who it was, forechecked the D pretty well, and he just kind of passed it right up to the middle and intercepted it. And then I was going to go shoot, saw the D drop down, so I decided to go around him and then just tucked it around the goalie.